been asked a few more questions about what mixes to use roughly this time of year when it's getting colder. Mostly for silverfish mixes and on natural waters and a few carp mixes. I'll just try and keep it quite simple. If you're after carp this time of year or when it gets a bit colder, one I could highly recommend is the marine green shellfish, or just the marine shellfish as it's now called. This is still the old bag, which is still green. This mix is got quite a lot of pulling power because of the scent, which is obviously shellfish. I find that one really well because it really is quite a fine mix, so there's no chance of filling fish up at all. That's one of my go-to mixes. The other one being, spoke about before, the garlic. Love using that mix. Again, it's got quite a potent smell to it, but it attracts the fish, which is what it's supposed to do. So if you're looking for a high scented mix, if you want to call it that, that's definitely the one to go down. And then obviously there's the expander fish meal, which is also quite a fine mix, as you can probably see through there. Or you can just do a mix of that with whichever one you really fancy, really. The other one I can highly recommend is the expander caramel. That's also quite a fine mix, which will do you well for the carp and the bream. Can't really go wrong with that one. Moving on to natural waters. I've been asked a few times about how to catch perch in canals around about winter time. One of the best mixes I've ever found was this stuff, Super Black. So I've actually lost count how many times I've just mixed up like half a bag of that just for down the margins on canals, using Super Black on its own, or with Super Cut Black. Or you can, if you want it a little bit stiffer, you can just put a Secret, the black version in it, or the brown, doesn't really matter, it gets darkened off anyway. That mix really does work quite well, and you also tend to catch a few perch, not just perch, you get some roach down there as well, and some gudgeon. It's a good mix. Another little tip that I would recommend, if you're going down the route with the Super Black, add some Formula M herbs to it. I can't rate that stuff highly enough. In the winter, using that is definitely one of the ways I go, especially for your big roach, because of all the herbs that are in it. Can't fault it at all. Another one, also using the Formula herbs, just mix it with the Formula M roach. Mix that, them two together. I'd say 70% roach, 30% herbs. Can't go wrong with that. You can also, if you want to, add some lean to it. There's various different leans that we do. That one being one of the lighter ones. You can also use some of the black earth or one of the black leans. Totally up to you. For the guys who do the feeder fishing, obviously that's what this is made for, the Feeder Turbo Black. Brilliant mix. You can mix whatever you want to. If you can actually use the Super Black or the Super Cup or Secret, even depending on what your target is. Just basically have to be mindful of whatever mix you put in there might feed them off. I tend not to use too much hemp in this time of year, because obviously that will fill them up. Just using Feeder Black on its own, or like I said, I might just add some herbs to it, or like I said, Super Black, Super Cup, anything that's really fine, or even lean, as I mentioned in another video. Can't rule out lean in these when it gets colder. It creates a nice cloud in the water, and that's basically all you need, really. If you've got any other questions, just pop a comment below and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thanks very much. Stay safe.